It's got some nice attack paths. It's a bit linear, is the only criticism I would have of it. But, well, we are loaded up. So let's introduce these two powerhouses of players. Of course, one, the only, the Wizard Zerg, the blue Zerg player in the top left. It is Ziktomini from Team Western Wolves. And in the lower right position, his opponent, the red Protoss. It is Team Fnatic's Harstem, who is currently won one game of this best of 9. Meanwhile, Ziktomini has won 3. That means we are on game 5. Lurlian.
Your math is immaculate.
I'm making sure that everyone watching the stream knows straight away how to do simple arithmetic.
Yeah, so that's sick, man. You know, the score being 3-1, so this has to be game 5. That's some advanced mathematics you're throwing out there.
I know, I'm like 3 plus 1 is 4, so that means we're on the game after the 4th one. 5. Boom.
Wow, guys, you heard it here first. And, looks like Harstem is going to be recapping his last game on Abyssal City. And he... I wouldn't be surprised to see a few YOLOs out of him either. He likes to throw that term in too, as he likes to throw in Thug Life as well. And he did kill a lot of workers. He killed 26, I believe, or...
No, he killed more than that, I'm sure. He killed an awful lot of drones straight away. And...
Yeah, 26 or 27, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good number. It was close to 30, that much I remember for sure. And as a result, he must have felt like he was quite ahead and been wondering, how is Ziktomini producing this much stuff? But Ziktomini wasn't droning behind. He wasn't doing anything but making roaches. And that eventually just became a bit too much. And of course, the drop tech and also the Overlord speed, the really won Ziktomini the game, was researched before that 8-gate push came for Harstem. So that's why we saw that come out, and maybe why Harstem's a little bit confused.
That could be. Harstem did kill a lot of workers, but Ziktomini just immediately replenished a few of his workers and then made nothing but roaches. But enough about last game. Let's get into our current game. Not too much to report on just yet. The standard Harstem opening versus the standard Ziktomini and the rest of the world Zerg's opening. There's a little bit of a variation in how Protoss players open. Like, some players like to have their forge at the front, some like to have them in the main base like Harstem does. But there's really not that many subtle differences in the starting build order for Zerg. There's just, the best thing to do economically, and there's a few other things you can mix in there if you want to be a little bit more safe. You can.
Yeah, the only real decision you have early game with Zerg is, am I going to do something completely ballsy, which is go for a hatch first? But then you're just saying cannon rush me, putting a massive bullseye on that, screaming for a cannon to be put down. And against a player like Harstem, who Ziktomini's already had the cannon rush attempt from, he's not going to be doing anything like that. That would just be too crazy. Instead, I like Zikto's decision to play relatively safe. And as we saw last game pushing into the roaches, he's got great decision making this series. He knows that if my opponent's gone 8-gate, he's not got any tech behind this. He's not going to have the robo. He's not going to have any other tech that could be dangerous to me. So match roach is going to win. And that is precisely the decisions that win you show matches.
It does, and it might be winning Ziktomini this show match. He's definitely in a good position. Only has to win one more game if he ends up taking the game on Ohana. Ohana, I'm getting a bit tired of this map, really. I hope it's going to be rotated out of the tournament map pool in, a few weeks, a few months. Well, a few months for sure, because we're going to be going into Heart of the Swarm in about, 3 to 4.
2 months, give or take a little bit. Yeah,
is it?
March.
Well, we're getting late, though. What do you think?
I don't reckon it will. They've committed. Very, very much so to what they're doing, but some really sweeping balance changes, of course, with balance patch 11 that came out last night. Siege tank no longer needing an upgrade to siege.
Mm-hmm.
Reapers no longer requiring a tech lab, and everyone who in StarCraft was just like, whoa, what's this? What are you doing, Blizzard? You drunk? Go home. But we'll wait and see how that plays off. Of course, I actually quite like this side of the beta when you can just make completely massive game-changing alterations to the balance just to see what happens. It's fun.
I'll tell you what happens. Proxy barracks with a reactor and double Reaper. That's what happens.
That is what happens, and I have been playing around with that all day, so I know that is precisely what goes down. But let's talk a little bit about this game and what's going on for the moment. We see from Harstem all 4 gas coming down now. The difference we're seeing from perhaps the 4 gas we saw in game 1 and also game 4 is that he does have 3 probes in each gas. That means he's going to be able to take, he's got this robotics facility out a lot sooner, and is now getting the observer yet again. So we saw this observer play in it was the game on Metropolis, and again, it was just to really spot what's coming, make sure that he was prepared appropriately, allowed him to see the spire, which Ziktomini doesn't appear to be getting at the moment. He has taken his 3rd and 4th gas, but does not have any drones in there for the moment. So we'll wait and see what these two are doing, neither really wanting to reveal anything other than Harstem is expanding.
Yeah, the 3rd base, a pretty risky thing to do. I think it once again was a 1 gate into Robo into Nexus, so a bit of the same build that we've seen him do before. He might go into that fake-ish Sentry Immortal push that we've seen him do on Metropolis. It has a lot of potential. It could work out. Ziktomini has seen the Observer out of Harstem come into his 3rd base, and he immediately morphs an Overseer, so he'll be ready to snipe that down as soon as humanly possible. Is Harstem going to be able to see that Spire? The Spire is on the way in the main base, and Harstem is on an intercept course.
He should be able to see it indeed. Of course, Ziktomini is aware that the 3rd base for Harstem is down. The Spire now spotted though by Harstem, so hopefully this game he'll be able to produce more anti-air ready to deal with this. Your choices really are that you can get out a lot of Stalkers with Blink is one possibility. You can get out Phoenix, obviously, if you think they're going to highly commit to Mutalisks, or Archons are another great way to deal with them. But for the moment, Harstem looks like he wants that War Prism out, wants to go and do a little bit of aggression, and I like this little wall off between the natural and 3rd base.
You made some really good points there, Harstem. You're not Harstem, you're Maddles. You made a few good points there, but there's one more option Harstem's got, and that's go balls in and attack right now before the mutas are out. And it looks like that's what he wants to do. He's pushing out across the map right now. He's seen the Spire and knows the mutas are not going to be out for a little while longer, and he is hoping to attack into his opponent and kill him before that high muta count gets out on the field. He wants to finish this game. He doesn't feel comfortable playing against muta, apparently. We see no Twilight Council, we see no +2, so the defense is going to be really difficult for Harstem if those mutas do end up getting on the field in time.
Indeed. Now, I can't believe I did miss the option of just going to kill him, because that is precisely what you do in a ZVZ if someone goes mutas, so may as well do it in every matchup if you get it scouted out. A little bit of Ling aggression coming down in the 3rd, but with the cannon there, it's going to be absolutely fine. And of course, we are seeing a lot of damage being done here, but the 14 Mutalisks are going to start popping any second, and this is where the problem is going to come for Harstem. We can see so many sentries going to go down here. The Stalker count pretty damn low. The drones being pulled, and this is definitely gonna be, well, this force dead by the looks of things. But Zikto pulling back, waiting for the next wave of Lings coming in. It's pretty fun.
It's looking pretty good for Ziktomini right now, I'd say, but it's really, really close. Those Immortals, of course, able to take a lot of punch. The Stalker count has been getting higher and higher. We are now at 10 Stalkers. No more Force Fields are left, though. Another big group of Stalkers joins up, and there's a lot of mutas out on the field. 16 of them might be too much for Harstem to handle right now. The supplies are evening up 100 to 100. Are the mutas going to be victorious in this battle versus the Stalkers? It is so close right now. It's only 6 mutas left, 7 mutas left. The Stalkers are being warped in. It looks like Harstem has done it. He pulls back, forces back Ziktomini as he takes down the natural.
Well, that was very, very lucky warp-ins, but I've got to say, Ziktomini's engagement wasn't great. He should have tried to pull back a little bit more, rather than allowing all the Stalkers to attack all the mutas. But more drones getting pulled, trying to use them to soak up some of the damage from those mutas, but as we've got, and as we're seeing, the mutas are getting cleaned up, and there's the GG, well played out of Ziktomini. And Harstem levels this series up 3-2, which is good news for us, the casters, and great news for all of the viewers, because that means we are going to be seeing more